Okay, so that's Angry Birds in Space. And that's also my bridge to why I wanted to talk about Angry Birds and Lappset at the same time with you. We know the people from Rovio Entertainment from the past. Peter Westerbacka joined us when we produced Smartest. He was not working for Rovio then. I don't think Rovio even existed in 2006. But what happened last fall was that we had a lunch in Helsinki in October with Peter and his colleagues, and based on that lunch meeting we agreed to cooperate with Rovio. And it was rather exciting because a month earlier we had no ideas that we would do anything together with these guys. So everything happened very quickly. That put a lot of pressure on us to produce these products in a very rapid scale. Now, what is this cooperation all about? Well, I will show you a comparison. Many of you have been to places like Disneyland, where you go and you walk around, you sit, you eat, you enjoy yourself, you have a good time, but you observe what happens around. We developed something we call activity parks. And together with Rovio, we came up with the idea that, okay, they are producing interesting games that are hugely popular, and people sit and can be addicted to these games. So how do we invite them outside? And we came up with this concept that takes actually the game and puts it out in a park. So in an activity park, what you do actually, you go physically inside the game. You can pretend to be Redbird or Pig, whatever you want to be, but the idea is that you do things there. So you observe and you see, like in a Disney park, but in an activity park you physically have to do things. So you get sweaty. And that's how we take people outside. And what is beautiful is that the guys at Rovio developed something that when the person carries a smartphone, goes into an activity park, they get a free level on their game that they don't need to pay anything for, and they can't access that from home. So if you just go to a park, bring your handset there, as a reward, we give you a free game. Okay, just briefly about Rovio and Angry Birds and why we feel it's so important. They are the #1 mobile game by far in the world. This statistics is all the main applet stores that are currently existing on the web. And this was in December. They recently came out with the space game, and that really shook the score again. They started 2 years ago, and in a matter of 24 months they have generated over 750 million downloads of this game. And just to put you on the map, it took, for example, Super Mario 5 years for people to buy half of that. So it's very, very popular. And here you see some statistics. If you start from the bottom left-hand side, going upwards, you see that when they came out with the Rio game, it took 8 days for 10 million people to go and download the game. Now when they came out with the space game that you saw the trailer of, it took 3 days for 10 million downloads. So it is popular, and the video you saw is also an example of why Rovio wants to do something different than other game companies. They want to share also a learning environment, and that was what that video particularly aimed for. People who play these games are typically us here in this room. So if you look at male versus female, it's fairly equal. And if you look at the age groups, you see that it's really people who are over 55 who play less, but otherwise it's very equally spread. We took our basic children's playgrounds and we started to develop the outdoor game world. And these pictures are the first ones we drew up in December. And based on the current components, we created then the activity park environment. And we brought the pigs and we brought the redbirds and all the other famous characters into these parks. And the first one, by the way, in the world will be opened in Tampere, in Finland, in about 2 weeks' time in Särkänniemi. So if you are in Tampere, go there and experience it. Next I will show you a few photographs, 3D pictures of how these parks actually look like. This is the small one. This is another version of it. We also saw Risto presenting bird's nests. This is our version of it, the Angry Bird's Nest. This is the one that comes to Tampere. There is also one place that will be opened approximately here, sometimes in June when the weather is warmer. And just to put you on the map again how this works, if you are not walking past it quickly enough, it will spray a bit of water on you. Then we also needed to do something larger, and we started to draw a few so-called megaparks to Asia. If all goes well, I believe that China will be the country with the first Angry Birds and Lappset megapark. And this is the drawings that we made to our customer there. And this is really a place where the whole family can spend easily a day, have fun, eat, see things, but also physically do things. And these products are all standard Lappset products that we have designed here in Finland, produced here in Finland, and created the activity park environment around them by putting them in a unique way where you actually have to do physics while you amuse yourself. How are we doing with time, Glenn?
Yeah, a couple of minutes.
Okay. I borrowed this voucher. This is the present now that I promised to give you from a presentation we gave in England, but as there are so many people from other countries, this can be downloaded from the web. And this voucher is valid for 50 years. And if for some reason it expires, you can renew it upon request. And this voucher entitles you to choose one or all of these options. And we hope, of course, with Kirsi that you join us to plow snow next winter in Rovaniemi. But seriously speaking, if you are in Rovaniemi and you want to see how we design these, how we create these products, and how Lappset works, give us a call. You're always welcome. We have about 25 groups from various countries each year that come to visit us in Rovaniemi. Each group is about 20 to 30 people. We spend 3 or 4 days with them. They see Lapland, they see what Lappset is all about, and I can guarantee to you that the people who leave Rovaniemi after these visits are always happy. I want to conclude with this slide. George Bernard Shaw said a very wise thing. And now that you have learned a bit about what Lappset is and what we do, you can imagine that if you work for a company like this, you have to be a child all your life. That's what we try to do at Lappset. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you.